my gosh, bro. Like us Ravens fans can never catch a fucking break. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Ardarius Washington tore his fucking Achilles, bro. Oh my gosh. Like that like he had a crazy breakout year too. But now Malachi, I mean, we drafted Malachi Starks for a reason, you know what I'm saying? He gonna have to play you know what I'm saying, a huge role, even though he was gonna play a big role anyway. But Bo Braid, he gonna have to step up. We're gonna need a lot more of these young safeties to step up now, bro, because our Darius was a big piece in the reason our defense turned around last year, bro. But let's go ahead and check this out.
It
You know
is
what I'm
way too
saying?
early in the offseason for stuff like this to be happening
Facts.
already. The Ravens just got some awful news, man.
God
Ardarius
damn.
Washington tore his Achilles during conditioning and
Oh
is
my
out
gosh,
for
bro.
the
Like
entire season.
we
Ian
can't catch a
Rappaport
fucking
reported that the
break.
MRI has already confirmed it is a torn Achilles and it happened during conditioning. He says he will miss most of the 2025 season. I've seen other reports saying he's already out for the season. Either way, I think Ardarius is probably not going to be a key contributor at all for the Baltimore Ravens this season, which is such a blow, especially because the Ravens didn't extend him, which obviously worked out for the team in a situation like this. But it's just an awful blow for Ardarius, man. I honestly feel I'm sad about losing the impact on the defense for the Ravens. I'm also sad for Ardarius, man. You know, this guy wanted an
And like what's
extension,
crazy, like
balled
he
out
went from
last year.
undrafted free agent to barely even, you know what I'm saying, to barely even getting playing time on the defense until like these last couple years where we really started to get him more involved. And then last year was his best season yet. It's just it sucks. Like injuries suck in general, but when it comes to like these star athletes that are, you know what I'm saying, reaching the peak of their career and then they just go down with a horrible injury that can change the trajectory of their career, that shit just it just
And
makes it even worse, man.
unfortunately, you know, the Ravens put the tag on him. Nobody else offered him anything. He ends up signing the tag. So he doesn't have any long term security or commitment. And then he's conditioning and tears his Achilles. Now he's got a year road of recovery and he's going to be a free agent. So it's just, you know, that's not a good position to be in as a player. So I feel for our Darius.
Gosh.
He was so big for our defense last year. It's not even funny, man. I mean, Marcus Williams and Eddie Jackson were destroying the Ravens defense last year. And our Darius comes in, Kyle Hamilton moves back, and all of a sudden everything's solidified and 29's out there making play after play, hitting guys, getting interceptions, making game-changing fumbles. I mean, he did it all. It just seemed like every game 29's flashing, every single game. And he was still going to play a big role for the Ravens this season. You know, we had a very deep secondary, versatile secondary. We obviously drafted Malachi Starks in the draft, who is going to be needed more than ever now since we already lost our Darius. The safety room just all of a sudden looks a lot thinner. And wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens go out and add a veteran at this point too, because I mean
Hey,
we don't have our Darius. It's pretty
I
much
would not be surprised if we do go out and sign Justin Simmons. You know what I'm saying? He's still a free agent. Now, how much will we be willing to pay him? I don't know, but we need more depth now, bro. Cause this is a huge blow. It is a huge blow to the secondary. It might not seem like a huge blow to other teams, stuff like that, but us Ravens fans and probably some teams in our division too realize how valuable our Darius was to our defense last year, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I would not be surprised if we do bring in Justin Simmons. You know what I'm saying?
locked in now. So you gotta have to go explore the free agent market. There's still some solid safeties out
Simmons,
there that I think the
definitely. Market
Ravens could
Williams, you not coming
be
back.
interested in bringing
Okay,
in.
let me look at this list. Okay, Simmons definitely on my list. Julian Blackman will be solid. Whitehead will be solid. Definitely not Marcus Williams. Jordan Poyer, no, he was getting cooked last year. Von Bell and Chuck Clark, no, we've been there, done that. Pay the bills, Jalen Mills, nah. Quandre Diggs, I would be interested to bring him in. Marcus May and Kayvon Wallace and John Johnson, nah. Sean Gibson, nah. Ryan Neal, nah. Yeah, the rest of these guys. I mean, Amos, who was supposed to bring in like a couple years ago, that never worked out. Jamal Adams, definitely not. But Simmons, Blackman, Whitehead, and Quandre Diggs are my top fours right now, bro.
and just to be able to
If we
keep
can bring in
that
Simmons, that would be
versatile
great, though.
secondary the way that they wanted to. You know, they had some big plans this year, I think, to be extremely multiple and be able to match whatever the offense is giving them. I think that the Ravens secondary was so versatile that Kyle Hamilton was going to be absolutely moved everywhere. You had Ardarius there who can play multiple positions. You got Marlon Humphrey who can play multiple positions. You know, Malachi Starks is versatile. The Ravens had so many options, and you take versatile player like Ardarius Washington off the field and out of the equation completely, it limits those options a little bit. You know, the Ravens safety
he
room
didn't
just
let his size
so
get in the
much
way
thinner,
too.
so
Bro
this
is
sucks.
5'8".
This is
out there guarding
what you
7-foot tight
know?
ends.
You expect some of this during camp, but it hurts to have it happen during conditioning. You know, we're not even at camp. We're not at mini camp. We're not at training camp yet. Mini camp's in a few weeks, but you know, obviously people get injured. This is football. It's going to happen during training camp. There's going to be a couple guys that are banged up. We've been very blessed with health these last 2 years, but do you remember what the 2 years prior to that
2021?
felt like? It sucked.
I don't even want to talk about it,
You know, Marcus Peters and J.K. Dobbins and Lamar Jackson didn't finish season after season there for a couple years. And then we had 2 healthy seasons. And, you know, I'm praying for continued health, but obviously this is a brutal start when we're not even at a camp and we lose one of our key rotational safeties and a playmaker on the defense for the entire season. It just sucks, man. I saw this news. I was like, no way. This is too early and just feels wrong, man. Ardarius, we had no commitment, and that's probably a reason that the Ravens didn't extend him. You know what I mean? I thought Ardarius deserved a smaller extension. I never said he's, you know, to pay him a ton, but I thought he deserved, based off his play last year, a smaller extension. And felt like you could kind of sign him for a steal, but the Ravens knew that they could just tag him and didn't have to extend him and wanted to just play it out and see how it played out. And obviously this happens. So the team looks really, really smart in this situation.
Yeah,
but
I guess
they didn't want this to happen either.
It still stings, bro.
They made the right decision in this situation, and Ardarius is the one who kind of gets screwed. And the Ravens also lost a key player too. You know, both sides are getting screwed, but I just really feel for Ardarius, man. This sucks. And as much as this sucks, this is also an opportunity for Sanusi Kane and Bo Braid. You know, one of those seemed like they were going to be kind of the odd man out. I was thinking it could be Bo Braid. Sanusi Kane seemed like he might be the guy that they keep at safety, but now I think both guys have plenty of opportunity to make this roster. I wouldn't be surprised if they're using Sanusi Kane and Bo Braid or sign a veteran. But regardless, I think this is a huge opportunity for those young guys. And I think, you know, with a healthy competition like that, one of those guys could rise up and end up getting some Ardarius Washington meaningful minutes. I could see a Sanusi Kane out there making plays like Ardarius did. You know, I don't know if he's quite there yet, but I think one of those guys could kind of, you know, surprise some people and really step up and help this defense. So it's not all negative. It's pretty negative, but it does give a chance for the younger guys to get a lot more opportunity and hopefully help this defense in some way. Moving on to a few other updates from today. The Ravens rounded out their 90-man roster. They officially did that with defensive end Kamon Rucker from North Carolina. He's a sack machine,
shit. Hold up. I ain't even hear about this. Oh, yeah. Oh, the league then fucked up again. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I'm
defensive end Kamon Rucker from North Carolina. He's a sack machine, so you know, keep adding competition to the edge room. Let the best guy win there too. I think it's going to be an epic battle this offseason to make the Ravens roster, but there's practice squad spots as well. And, you know, the more talent that we have in undrafted
I hope he makes the
better.
roster.
The Ravens were also awarded an international exemption spot for David Ajabo, so he's not counting towards the 90-man roster. He will count towards the 53-man roster if he makes it.
I highly doubt he
not
does.
Towards the 90. So we're technically carrying an extra player right now because David Ajabo is considered an international player. So pretty cool. The Ravens get an extra roster spot throughout this offseason. We also saw Daniel.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I wanted to really cover was the Ardarius Washington injury, bro. You know, it sucks, but like, you know, we can't just sit around just thinking about it. We gotta find another piece in this secondary now, gang. Like, oh my, like we can never catch a break, bro. It's always something every year. Always something every year, bro. But like I said, like I hope we could go out and sign Justin Simmons or you know what I'm saying Quandre Diggs, somebody like that to add more depth to the secondary. Cause Bo Braden and Snoozy Kane are unproven, so we don't know how you know good they're gonna be if we do end up you know what I'm saying starting them or whatnot. But Justin Simmons seems like a perfect fit in my opinion. But hey man, I wanna know what you guys think down in the comments. But y'all let me know what other NFL videos I'm gonna react to. Without further ado, I'm out.
I'ma make them feel me, make them people when they chow me. And if you don't know me, I'ma make sure that you know me. I hate to say it, but I really think I'm broke. But I know I'm chosen, I really know I'm chosen. I know I'm chosen. I was just lost a year ago, but now I'm focused. When good at sports, this microphone can be my trophy. Not taking drugs, I found a better way of coping.